So, in my island update for this week, I'm going to be talking tourism protests. I also have some flight news for you coming out of the airports. Plus, I've got cruise news and the all-important weather forecast for the week ahead. But we're going to start this video over here on a very beautiful Alcudia beach this morning. I'm over in the Playero Beach Cafe, and even though I've got a very, very hot day today, it's lovely and shady here. So I'm enjoying my iced coffee first thing on the Monday morning. But let's get this video started by talking about the tourism protest set to take place on Sunday the 15th of June. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is that I'm very aware, or have become very aware, that the mainstream media are using my channel to create their own news stories. So first of all, hi guys from the mainstream media, if you're watching this, please don't sensationalize the news here and stop making people scared about coming to Mallorca, because I'm coming on the channel now every week to talk about what you guys have been publishing, and I just want to be able to set the story straight. And I want you guys as well watching to know that I'm going to give you the most honest opinion I possibly can of what is happening over here in Mallorca, and also to really put across the message that you don't have to worry about coming here on holiday. We do not have anti-tourism sentiment at any of the resorts, and I'm going to go on and talk about that as well, because it's actually very, very important about what's going to be taking place in the centre of Palma. Now, to quote the Daily Mail, they said thousands of defiant anti-tourism protesters have vowed to bring the streets of Mallorca to a standstill after they called for another major anti-tourist demonstration. Right, so just to clarify what's going on here, nobody is bringing the streets of Mallorca to a standstill, and these aren't anti-tourist demonstrations. There is an element of anti-tourism saturation. You will have seen the problems that we have over here on the island. Places like Soyer, go back and look at my Port de Soyer video as well, about the vast numbers of holidaymakers that we do get at certain points around the island, like in the small coves. But also as well, looking at the huge cruise ship numbers as well that we have pouring into Palma port every single week, and I do believe there's supposed to be limits on this, and it doesn't seem that we do have any kind of limits to the amount of people coming into the island. But this is a whole different matter, and we'll get on to cruise news as well later on in this video. But I want to give you the truth in this video, and the truth is that these groups have applied to hold a protest to take place on Avenidas in the centre of Palma, and it's been given the go-ahead. It's a small section of Palma town centre. It's around Plaza España. It will be cordoned off at around 6 p.m. on Sunday afternoon for this protest to take place. It's not taking place in any of the resorts. And if you look at this story in isolation to everything else that's going on in Mallorca, you're going to get the complete wrong opinion, because if you look out here, if you look out onto Alcudia Beach today, the only thing I can see is holidaymakers having a wonderful time. I'm out and about in the resorts every single week. I talk to holidaymakers, and there is no anti-tourism sentiment. So that I can guarantee. If you're coming over here on holiday, watch my channel, maybe avoid the mainstream media, because some of these stories that are coming out are almost laughable now. But not a day goes by when I don't get a comment on the channel saying I'm not coming to Mallorca this year. So if you're not coming, thousands of others are, and I'm going to be doing an update video from over here in Alcudia, so make sure you check out that as well. We'll see how busy it is. Just to give you an idea about what this demonstration is going to be about, it's going to be about the lack of affordability of housing issues that we have on the island, and we do have a housing crisis here in Mallorca. It's next to impossible to find anywhere to live, or even to afford anywhere to live. And here in Spain, you do have the right to protest. So this is why the demonstrations are going ahead. It's also about tourism excesses as well. You will have seen my videos from over in the Playa de Palma. If you haven't seen those, go and check them out. I may do an update video to that, looking at the Playa de Palma for this summer as well, on the run up to the protest. If I do, I might put that out the same day on the Sunday as well. So just to really try and give some context behind what is going on over here in Mallorca, and also not to make you afraid if you're coming over here on holiday, because let's face it, the mainstream media are doing their very best to make you guys terrified to come on holiday and to make you guys holiday at home. But let's face it, you're not going to get this this beach or this sunshine. So, but anyway, I just want to add as well that I've lived on this island for 20 years now, and I'm out and about in the resorts every single week, filming for the channel, filming guides, filming news, filming holiday tips, and I talk to holiday makers as well. So, like I said, subscribe to the channel, catch those videos, and look at the videos as well that I've been putting out over the past couple of weeks. You'll see what it's like here. If you look at a protest in isolation, once again, it makes this island look very hostile when the reality is that, well, it isn't. So, and also as well, you may actually want to go to the protest yourself, because last summer, I did meet some holiday makers who were visiting the protest. They come in on the TIB bus and they wanted to see what was going on for themselves. If you are going to be going to the protest on Sunday, taking place in the centre of Palma around Plaza España at about 6 o'clock. So drop me an email on alex@MallorcaUnderTheSun.com. I'd love to catch up with you there and get you on the channel and hear what you have to say about it all. However, if you are going to feel offended by seeing placards being put up talking about anti-tourism saturation, then avoid the centre of Palma on Sunday afternoon from about 5:30 onwards. But like I said, this protest will only take place for over a couple of hours, and then the city will return to normal. And if you are going to go, then expect it to be a peaceful demonstration. Go back and check my content from the previous demonstrations that I've attended. I've been about the only person to actually go to them all and talk to the people there as well, which leads me onto live streaming. Now, as you know, I normally do a weekly live stream on the Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. So next weekend, because of the protests taking place in Palma, I'm going to be doing my live stream from Calabona on Saturday night. So make sure you tune in for that. Subscribe to the channel, don't miss that video. Also, if you're over in Calabona next weekend, next Saturday, let me know as well. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to see what's going on in Calabona and also what you think about the resort as well. I want to get you on the channel, so look out for me if you're over there on the holiday. Anyway, let's move on to my next piece of news today, and this is talking about flights this summer. Basically, we're talking about flights, delays and compensation first of all. Now, there's a story that came out this week, and it seems like the EU have now finally reached an agreement with regards to paying compensation for delayed flights. If your flight's delayed, if you're departing or leaving from a European airport. Now, you are going to read more about this in the mainstream media, but I want to make absolutely crystal clear that this has not become law yet. So if your flight has been delayed by 3 hours or more, you are entitled to compensation. The new EU ruling, which, like I said, isn't law yet, is going to mean that you are only going to get compensation if your delay is 4 hours or longer. However, you will be entitled to more compensation, and it's going to mean whether or not you've got travel insurance, you'll be entitled to not 250 euros in compensation, but it's going to move to 300 euros. However, the plan, if you are travelling long haul into or out of Europe, so this will apply to our US holiday makers, it's going to move from 600 euros to 500 euros compensation if your flight is delayed from 4 hours or more. However, good news is that the agreement still includes a right to be rerouted in whichever way possible when there are long delays, the automation of forms for compensation, much stronger rights for passengers with disability or reduced mobility. And the whole thing here, I think, is to try and protect the flight industry. This is also a good time to remind you to take out travel insurance at time of booking your holiday. Now, generally, travel insurance will not cover issues caused by air traffic control problems, as these are often considered extraordinary circumstances, like problems with the weather, and these are beyond the airline's control. However, some policies may include coverage for delays or cancellations related to travel disruptions, which could also include air traffic control issues. So it is crucial to review your policy details to understand the extent of your coverage when you take out a policy. And I also want to just refer you to an article that was in The Guardian, and this says it's taken 12 years of negotiations for member states to reach an agreement on changes to a time frame for compensation, and the plans still have to be negotiated with the European Parliament before they become law. Now, are we going to see correct reporting about this? I don't know. Will we see a sensationalist headline in the press saying you're now not going to be compensated for for a delayed flight? Probably. I do have an article all about this on my website on MallorcaUnderTheSun.com, and I will drop a link to this in the description text below. That article has got some useful quick links as well for popular airlines as well if your flight does get delayed for whatever reason. So I'll drop that link below, read all about it and see when or when not you will be entitled to any compensation for a delayed flight. Now this brings us right the way back round to Ryanair, who have issued a warning for this summer, and they're warning actually of flight delays across flight networks this summer from a lack of ATC staff, and that means air traffic control staff. In fact, they've sponsored a website which has been set up. It's called atcofruinourholiday.com, and they urge you guys to lobby ministers in whichever country you're travelling to. And I'll drop a link below, but they actually say we are facing yet another summer of avoidable ATC delays and cancellations. Your National Transport Minister has the power to increase ATC staffing and fix this unnecessary ATC disruption, but is not taking action. You have the power to make them. So find your National Transport Minister's email below, contact them, demanding they take action to protect passengers like you from unnecessary ATC disruption this summer. So in the whole league of air traffic control delays, Spain is ranked second with just over 12,000 flights disrupting around 2 million passengers in the past year. So drop that minister an email. Don't expect a response, but it might help make a difference. And interestingly as well, when I popped open my phone this morning, when I popped open Facebook, the first thing I was served with was an advert to apply for an air traffic control job over at the airport, which is absolutely hilarious. But one of the reasons why they are struggling to get staff, maybe because you have to actually be a Spanish citizen to apply for it. You have to pass these exams called oposiciones. You might well be able to do it if you're a European citizen, but unfortunately you won't be seeing me in the control tower over at air traffic control anytime soon. So there are restrictions on recruitment, and that may also account for why there are shortages this summer. Okay, so cruise news for the week ahead, and we're going to take a look at big cruise ships arriving into Palma port. It's going to be a busy one actually. It's going to be the busiest weekend that we've had for quite a long time. We are expecting a grand total of 60,000 cruise passengers throughout the week arriving into Palma, which means quayside are going to be absolutely packed, as will various other hotspots around the island as well. We're looking at Port Sawyer as well to be very, very busy this week. The busiest days which you need to avoid are going to be Friday and Saturday. Wednesday is going to be your quietest day this week. I think they've only got 4,000 passengers arriving, but the days around that are going to be around 8,000 passengers every single day. However, Friday and Saturday are going to be your busiest days. On Friday, we've got a total of around 15,550 passengers arriving. We've got the Avia coming in, we've got the Celebrity Ascent, we've got the MSC Seaview coming in as well. And on Saturday, June the 14th, we've got 3 big ships coming in. We've got the Ida Cosma with around 6,500 passengers, the Morella Voyager and the Queen of Victoria. And on that day, we've got 11,758 passengers coming into Palma. That's if they all turn up. Okay everyone, my advice for that is just be prepared for crowds in Palma, and of course follow my advice as well. If you're going out and about in Palma and you're sightseeing, look after your stuff, watch your stuff, watch my videos as well about pickpockets as well, because they'll probably be out in force on those days. Anyway, finally in this video, let's take a quick look at the weather forecast for the week ahead, and I've got the news that you guys want to hear. We've got 0 chance of rain for the week ahead. We've got sunshine all the way. We've got very high temperatures. 33 degrees are going to be our high. 18 degrees will be the low. We may have a little bit of cloud midweek as well, but nothing to worry about. I would say though, make sure you bring hats, sunglasses, wear plenty of factor 50 sun cream, drink loads of water as well. It's going to be a hot one. But I see no rain on the horizon either. Okay Okay everyone, as normal, I'm going to be out and about in the resorts this week. I'm going to be making some cracking content for you to help you out with your holiday. Keep an eye out for that. Don't forget, you can also find me in the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun. I'm also going to be dropping a couple of videos appearing both here and here on YouTube, and I'm now going to film some updates from over here in Alcudia. Okay everyone, I shall see you live on Saturday night over in Calabona and Calamilor. Until then, have an amazing week ahead, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.